Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am talking about my September wrap up. It was an amazing reading month and I'm very excited to talk about all the books. I've got my hot tea here in the cutest mug ever. Cutest. Yeah, guys, it's officially feeling very much like fall. Today it's very gloomy. It's nighttime now, but it was very gloomy, very dreary, and I have really bad seasonal allergies. Even though it's raining today, my allergies have really been bothering me, and I've been out of my prescription. So I've had a lot of drainage in my throat. It's very scratchy. So there's my hot tea. What do you all like to drink? Do you all like tea? Do you like it hot? Do you like it iced? Are you a hot chocolate gal? Are you a coffee gal? Chai tea gal? All the things. Let me know what you drink. I love hot chocolate. I love coffee, but I only drink coffee iced. And I love cold and hot tea, just black tea, and then I love a chai tea latte from Starbucks with a pump of vanilla, extra cinnamon on top. It is the most fall vibes drink there is, because I'm not a pumpkin girl. Anyways, y'all, I'm rambling. Let's get into what I read this month. First book that I read this month is not Waves of Mercy, but the second book to this series, which is Legacy of Mercy. This is a duology. If you've been here, you've heard me talk about it. Last month I did read Waves of Mercy, 5 bajillion stars. Phenomenal. This month I read Legacy of Mercy, the second book in the duology. My heart, y'all. Literally some of the best books I've read. Now, it's Christian historical fiction. I'm not a huge historical girl, but the thing I don't like about historical is I'm not like a war girl. Like, war is depressing to me, and I know about war, I've learned about war, and I read for funsies. And I don't care to read a serious book, but I'm a very sensitive person. And if I read something that's just tragically sad, especially with like war or like the Holocaust, y'all, it really kind of gets me down sometimes. So, but this was not that. It's just about these two women on their journey in like in late 1800s. It's truly beautiful. The faith was beyond, like, right up there with Redeeming Love to me. So impactful. The second book, I can't say that I loved one more than the other. I loved what we got in Legacy of Mercy. It's a 5-star read for me. I think she could have easily written a very great epilogue, and or she could truthfully have wrote a third book. Lynn Austin, you'll never see this video, but if you do, I am literally praying that you write a third book. I know it's been a couple years since this Legacy of Mercy has been out. I don't care. I want a third book. I want to see what else, because she could easily do it. I want to see what else is going on. So, loved it, guys. Highly recommend. Like, easily in the top 5, this book and the second one. It's just so good. I loved them each for different reasons. 5 stars. Next book is All That It Takes by Nicole Deese, and I, buddy, read this with the sweetest Caitlin from Chronicles of a Book Nerd. Caitlin is seriously the sweetest. You need to check out her channel. I will have it below. She likes to read a lot of romance, romantic suspense, that kind of stuff. Christian, and she is just the sweetest. You can just see she's just so genuine and sweet. I thoroughly loved getting to talk about this book with Caitlin. I think me and her were both just blown away. I've read All That Really Matters by Nicole Deese, which is the first book to this, and then I've read Before I Called You Mine. Loved that one. But guys, the topics in it, So it follows Val and Miles. Miles is a pastor and Val is like the video editor slash assistant to Molly, who is her boss and best friend. And Molly is also Miles's twin sister. So very, very sweet. She's a single mother. She has a son named Tucker, which that name is so cute. Tucker, like, I just love that name. And I connected so much to Val, but also in ways I connected to Miles as well. And I just loved it. I also listened to the audiobook while reading it physically. The audiobook was great, and the faith, like, it seems like not much is happening in like 1/4 of the beginning, but then boom, something happens and it just picks up from there. And I don't know, it's so good. Miles is just like the sweetest, most thoughtful man. Like, I told Caitlin, we all need a Miles in our life. Lord, I'd love one to marry. Y'all, it was so good. And Val's testimony, it's not close to me personally as in my testimony, but there's just the whole topic around Val and her being a single mother and how she got to where she got. It just really resonated with me, and I love her. Check it out. Nicole Deese is easily one of my very favorite authors, and I can't wait to read some of her backlog. And I can't wait for her new book that's coming out, I think in April 2023. So, I'm gonna get my list here, guys. The next book is When I Started at the Beach. I did own it. It's Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. It was just a contemporary romance, best friend to lovers trope. I read this while I was at the beach. The first 3 days I was at the beach. Guys, I just couldn't do it. God has really convicted me with what I read anymore, and I've mentioned this before, especially with sexual content. Language, I mean, I can deal with some language. Like, it's not that bothersome to me, but explicit sexual content is just, it's been a journey, and I can't read it, and that's fine if you can. We are all different. We all have different boundaries, convictions, limits, all those things. And for me, I couldn't do it. And not that anything was super explicit, but literally in the first chapter, the main character was talking about how she literally only dated because it made her feel good. And then she started talking about other things. And I was like, okay. And then I read the second chapter, and then I read the third. And nothing bad was in those, but I was just like, I totally lost interest after that. And I was aware before going into this that there is 2 explicit sexual scenes in the book. And I just was like, you know what? I truly don't have any more interest in it. And why make myself finish a book when I know it has content that I don't even really want to read anyways? So I DNF'd. If you loved this book, I'm so glad. Like, I wanted to love it. I really did. It sounded amazing. I really, really wanted to read and love that book. But just for me and my limitations, I just felt like I shouldn't. So I DNF'd it. Next book that I kind of buddy read with Lindsay, our girl Lindsay, the hype girl of all hype girls. We love you, Lindsay. She read A Broken Kind of Beautiful with me while I was at the beach. I was a little bit ahead of her because I had started it and then some things came up for her. So she started it later than me, but we talked about it once she finished it. A Broken Kind of Beautiful by Katie Ganser is just a beautiful story. And it's about this model. And she's kind of aging out of the modeling industry. She's like in her mid-20s, and then it's about this photographer, Davis. Well, he was a photographer, and he's basically kind of like a handyman at his church now, and it's just truthfully about their story and their journey. The Faith in a Broken Kind of Beautiful, and this was a reread. I had listened to it. Lindsay had gifted me the book a couple months ago, and this month I physically read it for the first time. It was so beautiful, and it just shows you that God really does work in ways that we might not ever understand, but he is working everything for our good. The most horrible and tragic things that can happen to us, those things aren't from God, but he uses those things because we live in a broken world and turns them for our good and his good. And I love it. The next book is The Seat Filler by Sarah Wilson. She is a clean rom-com author, and I was recommended to read not this necessarily, but just her books in general by Hannah K. Reads on Bookstagram, and she loves Sarah Wilson. And I read the premise to this book on my Kindle. It was free for Kindle Unlimited. I was like, you know what, y'all? Let's read it. I want a quick, just feel-good book. And it was just that. It's basically about this girl who is literally a seat filler at award shows with celebrities. So they don't want empty seats in the award shows, so they literally hire people to go and fill in the seats to make it look like just a big old full crowd. And she gets placed beside this really famous celebrity. And usually celebrity romances aren't my favorite. I've not read a lot of them, but sometimes it's just can become very unrealistic in the sense that it's just almost cringy to me. But I loved this. The celebrity guy, oh my gosh, I can't even remember his name. Is it Noah? Well, I don't even remember. But he is very down to earth. I love the main character. She's a dog groomer. How cute is that? I love dogs. And it's just so precious. Now, I do have to say, there were, in my opinion, some descriptions of makeouts that could have been less descriptive. It didn't make me feel like I needed to stop reading it, but it was almost bordering that line of too descriptive. So, it was so cute though. There is details on panic attacks, like someone having one and then how they're feeling and the effects of it. So if panic attacks or anxiety is a trigger for you, I would maybe reconsider. I do struggle with, or I have struggled with panic attacks in the past. Praise the Lord, I haven't had one in a while, but I do struggle with anxiety, and it did not trigger me. So, but if you're currently in a state of anxiousness, you might want to skip it because it does have a couple of times where it describes a panic attack. So, I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. Honestly, it would have been a 5 if some of the details of the kissing and making out and all those things wasn't so descriptive. But 4 star, easily could have been a 5 star if it wasn't for that. The next one I read was The Love Audit by Anna Conwell. I have seen this all over Bookstagram. Bookworm Girl Bethany, Adventures in Paper. I follow the author on there. Guys, this was the cutest rom-com I have read in a very long time. So cute. I was literally gripped within the first few pages. I read it on Kindle Unlimited. There's also a physical book of it, and guys, I'm very tempted to order the physical book. It is pink and glossy and so stinking cute. I'm like, I need that in my life. So I think I might order it because I loved it, and it's going to be a part of a series. This is Anna Conwell's first book. phenomenal debut novel. Like, you would never know it was her first novel. I'm not too critiquey on the way certain things are written unless it just really irks me. But I didn't notice anything wrong with writing, the storyline, the premise. It was all very, very cute. It's a workplace romance, and it is enemies to more. It's just so cute. She's a very bubbly main character, and then the guy is kind of, he's a little grumpy. Some people might get annoyed with him. I didn't really get annoyed with him. I really ended up liking him a lot, and I really connected with him and some of his personal and familial struggles. So I loved the book. I gave it 5 stars. I literally finished it last weekend and like zoomed through it. I read it in like 3 days, and I loved it. Y'all, you need to read it. Like, so cute, clean, really does have great writing, and I can't wait to read the next one. I hope it comes out soon. I don't know when, but I hope it does. Okay, the next book, and it's the one I am currently finishing. I know it's October 1st. It's been a very busy week for me, so I've really not gotten to read, but I plan on finishing it this weekend. I'm a little over 50% done, and that is The Love Note by Joanna Davison Politano. It's very much, it doesn't give Pride and Prejudice vibes, but that's kind of the era it gives me. It is Brighton, England in 1865. Love, it is so cute. It's about this girl that is becoming, or she is a nurse, and she wants to become a doctor, and that's very just uncommon during that time period. And her dad basically, and she's not married, and she's older. I think she's like 26, and she doesn't really want to be married. She wants to become a doctor, and her dad's like, basically, you don't have any choice. You can go do this and prove to me that you want to become a doctor. Like, go, like, be a nurse and take care of somebody, and it was of her choosing. Or go and get married. And she's like, I am not getting married. And so she picks, you know, from a list of people they know that kind of, like, need in-home help, caregiving from a nurse. And she picks one, and it's about this very, secretive and eclectic characters in this family, and I have no idea, like, it has you thinking one thing, and then you hear more and you think it's something else is going on. I'm not done. I have a very good feeling. I'll give you the update in next month's wrap up, or maybe in another video this month of when I do finish it. But I am including in this because I've read most of it in September. So I'll finish it this weekend and I'll let y'all know. But it's at least a 4-star, 100%. I can't wait to see where this goes. And Bethany Brings Books gave me this when we met up in Ocean Isle Beach on my vacation. Bethany, you're such a treasure, and thank you for this gift. I'm really loving it. It was one of her favorite books. So yeah, I can't wait to finish this weekend. That is my wrap up. It was 7 books, technically 6, but if I include the DNF, it was 7 books, and that's a really good reading month for me. Guys, like, I'm a fast reader, but like with my job, I sit and stare at a computer screen all day, and I'm constantly reading on the computer. And so when I get off at work, sometimes I just need to relax my eyeballs. And so sometimes it's hard for me to read a lot during the week. I do a lot of my reading on the weekends, but and then it also just depends on the season of my life. Here lately, it's just been busy. Just with things going on and having to do a lot of errands after work that I'm not used to having to do all the time. So it's a good reading month. I hope this month, October, is good. So I'm very excited. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Guys, see my allergies? My nose is itching as soon as I start filming. And we're just, feeling a little panicky. And then the last book I'm reading, and I have a physical copy. Oh, guys, I didn't put up A Broken Kind of Beautiful. Here's A Broken Kind of Beautiful. I'll just put it in here. It's so pretty. I love the cover. Thank you, Lindsay, for gifting me this and buddy reading it. Love it. And like goals, like I was reading this on the beach. Goals. So there's a broken kind of beautiful. Sorry guys, maybe I'll cut this out and put it in there.